At the time, it was visionary, you know, but you look back on it and, you know, they could use a lot of help with the, you know, reality of those flash forwards now. But certainly I never thought that I would ever end up playing that guy.
So I recently watched all the Terminator movies in sequential order. I started with the first one that came out in 1984. And you gotta give it up for James Cameron. The first two movies are perfect. Now as a kid I preferred Terminator 2, and that's probably because I could see myself being in John Connor's shoes as a kid. But now that I'm older, I'm like, yo, Terminator 1 is insane from beginning to end. The action never really stops until that one lovemaking scene. And the Terminator is on Kyle and Sarah's ass from beginning to end. It's just amazing. And then we got Terminator 3. Now as I watched Terminator 3, I felt like, yo, I just got catfished. Because the trailer I saw made it seem like this movie was going to take place in the future, as a war between humans and machines. But it turns out that was just a dream sequence, so I was like, whatever man, you lied to me. But despite being lied to, I can honestly say that I enjoyed Terminator 3 for what it is. It's the movie that sets up the war, one that shows us how John Connor becomes that great military leader. Okay, so spoiler alert. At the end of Terminator 3, John is in this underground bunker, one built to protect the VIPs against nuclear attacks. So while John and Kate are in the bunker, they get a call over the radio. John then picks up the call and the guy on the other end is like, "Who's in charge over there?" To which John answers the phone and goes, "I am John Connor."
"Who's in charge there?"
I am.
And I won't lie, that sent chills down my spine. So the movie ends right there, and after this we get Terminator 4, or should I say Terminator Salvation. Now as I'm watching this movie, I'm thinking to myself like, hold on, why does this movie feel like two movies in one? It feels like this movie was supposed to be one thing, and then it turned into something else. And who the hell is the protagonist in this movie? Is it John Connor? Is it Kyle Reese? Or is it Marcus? So I wanted to understand why this movie feels like two movies in one, and in order to do so, we need to talk about a writing technique that script writers use called the false protagonist. Now when the movie starts, we meet a man named Marcus Wright, played by Sam Worthington, and we immediately get told that Marcus is on death row. Now while Marcus is on death row, Serena Kogan, who works with Cyberdyne, visits him, and she's like, "Hey Marcus, look, you're gonna die, it's a shame, but don't you want to donate your body to one of our research programs? You're gonna love it." So Marcus is like, "What?" So she goes, "Look, think about it this way. You'll be giving your body to science to help future generations." So it goes, okay, that sounds like a bad idea, but sign me up. So Marcus then signs up for the program. He then wakes up in 2018 where humanity is scrapping with Skynet's machine army in the ruins of Judgment Day. And for a huge portion of this movie, Marcus becomes our point of view character. Because when Marcus wakes up, he doesn't know what's going on, he doesn't know what the machines are, he doesn't know anything about time traveling, so in a way he's like us, and he's discovering everything from scratch. However, the narrative choice used by focusing on Marcus is what is called a false protagonist. It's when the movie goes, "You see this person you've been following this entire time? Well, that's the hero of the story." But later down the line, as you're watching this story unfold, the movie goes, "Remember that person you thought was the hero of this story? Gotcha. This other person is the real hero of this story." Now this writing technique is used to subvert expectations. I mean, think of Marion Crane in Psycho. We follow her for a while until, spoiler alert, she's suddenly killed off halfway through the movie. Now Marcus's character didn't die halfway through the movie. He dies right at the end of the movie and ends up giving his heart to John Connor. Also during the movie, while Marcus is still alive, we actually end up seeing the world through John Connor's lens. And there's a very specific reason why this was done. Now before development of this movie even took place, McG, the director of this movie, goes up to Christian Bale and goes, "Hey Christian, I'm about to direct the next Terminator movie." So Christian goes, "Okay, great." So McG says, "Would you like to play the role of Marcus in this movie? Here, have a look at the script." So Christian Bale has a look at the script and he goes, "This looks like dog shit. I'm sorry, I can't do this movie. Do you know who I am?" I'm Batman. Because this is around the time when Christian Bale was starring in The Dark Knight, and that's around '08. So McG goes, come on, you'd be perfect for this role, come on, please. Christian Bale then goes, I told you no the first time and my answer is still the same. So McG asks again, and Christian Bale then goes, okay fine, I'll do the movie, but only on one condition. I have to play John Connor. I don't care about Marcus, like who the hell is that? So McG goes, yes, whatever you say, I'll do whatever you want, you're Christian Bale. I'll even rewrite the movie to fit you in and give you a bigger role. The rewrites of the script begin, and remember the original script was set to feature Marcus as the protagonist of this movie. But instead of doing that, the entire idea is scrapped. John Connor is now positioned as the protagonist of Terminator Salvation. Because initially, John was supposed to be almost like a background character, almost like a mythical figure that nobody really gets to meet until the end of the movie. So now John Connor becomes the star of this movie. Marcus's character is pushed to the side, and he essentially becomes the film's false protagonist. I won't lie, I've seen this movie about probably 10 times, and each time I watched it I was like, why the hell is this Marcus character in this movie? He's actually taking screen time away from John Connor. And not only that, we don't really care about him. Who the hell is this? But when I actually did the research, I was like, oh, okay, this makes sense. Marcus was supposed to be the protagonist of this movie. And because the studio was going, if Christian Bale is in this movie, we're probably going to sell more tickets. So it's a no-brainer. Get Christian Bale on board. So because of all this drama, the script was rewritten, and that's why the movie feels like two movies in one. Now another thing happened behind the scenes that changed the trajectory of this movie. Jonathan Nolan, Christopher Nolan's brother, was brought in to polish the script. He then turns John Connor into the co-lead of this story. But then, just when things couldn't get any worse, the 2007 Writers Guild strike happens. So because this strike is going on, Jonathan is going, I don't think I can finish this movie, guys. I'm sorry. I'm out. So Jonathan leaves this gig, and now the studio is going, we need to find another writer, quick. So they approach Paul Haggis of Crash, and they go, hey Paul, we really need you to patch up this movie because it's a mess right now. So Paul reads the script and goes, oh my god, I can see why you need me to come in. This looks like crap. So Paul comes in to do writing for this movie. Now another crazy thing that happened on set is that the actors would go, so, what are we doing today? And then the screenwriters would say something like, I'm actually still writing the script, but give me a few minutes and I'll tell you what we're gonna do. Right? And now the actors are sitting there like, what the hell is this? Right? Essentially, certain parts of the script were written on the day. That tells you what kind of a shit show production was for this movie. It's no wonder Christian Bale lost his cool on a crew member.
I want you off the f***ing set, you prick!
Sorry.
No, don't just be sorry. Think for one second.
It was just chaos. Now, one interesting thing about the end of this movie is that you know how John did battle with the T-800, the one that looks like a fake Arnold Schwarzenegger? John then gets injured, he then gets saved by Marcus and taken to the helicopter, and then Marcus gives up his literal heart to save John Connor. Well, that wasn't the original ending of the movie. In the original ending of the movie, John is doing battle with the Terminator. He then ends up mortally wounded and losing the fight. And instead of getting saved by Marcus's heart, he dies. John Connor was actually supposed to die in this movie. So now the Resistance were supposed to go, what are we gonna do now? We can't fight this war without John. Who's gonna lead the Resistance? But then the remaining Resistance members were supposed to go, we've got it. We have to do everything in our power to preserve John's existence. So, why don't we use Marcus? We can graft John Connor's skin onto Marcus's endoskeleton, and essentially, he would become John. And because he's a robot, he can actually copy John's voice and nobody would be able to tell the difference. So by doing this, John's heroic image would live on, but behind it, Marcus, the part-time human part-time machine, would be keeping the myth alive. It sounds like a perfect idea, right? But nope. The story gets even darker. when Marcus would assume the role of John Connor, that's when Skynet would go, "Gotcha! Now activate Marcus's hidden Terminator programming." So Marcus would be like, "Wait, what's going on? I'm losing control. What's happening?" And in one push of a button, Marcus would become a Terminator programmed to massacre the Resistance, and he would destroy everybody from the inside. Now that would have been a crazy ending, but the news of this ending leaked online and the fans were going, "Hold on, so you're gonna kill John Connor? What? Like, if you kill John Connor, I'm not supporting this movie." So then the studios had to go, "Okay, fine. We're not going to kill John Connor. We can't do that, right? I mean, that would make the first two movies irrelevant, right? We couldn't do that." But then they did just that in Terminator Dark Fate. But let me not go off on a tangent here. So by the time Terminator Salvation comes out, the ending has been rewritten, and the script has been rewritten so many times that it's a mess, just like the movie. And I do like this movie, but it's a mess. And honestly, in my opinion, the Terminator movies have not been done right since Terminator 2. So thanks to rewrites, Marcus was changed from the hero to the false protagonist. John Connor's role was expanded to fit Christian Bale. And thanks to all the rewrites, all the production problems, and the writer's strike, this movie ended up feeling like two movies in one. And it bombed at the box office. Anyway, that's it for the video. Did you like Terminator Salvation? Let me know down below. And I'll see you in the next video. Oh, and subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe.